Hi, our names are Michael Wu, Jerry Chang, and Eldeib, and we'll be presenting to you our CS51 final project. Our CS51 final project will focus on the naive-Bayes algorithm to predict the sentiment of any type of product review.
Now, in this day and age where people are rating and reviewing all types of services and products, the ability to decipher and analyze human sentiment will play an ever greater role in future technologies. Customers have the power to influence other buyers in the market through their reviews, so companies must learn to read and adjust to customer preferences or risk losing out completely. In our everyday lives as college students, our team found that we rely on aggregated customer reviews to find the best products through Amazon or the highest rated restaurants on Yelp. For these reasons, both in the technology industry and our personal lives, we decided to pursue a final project that relates to this area. Now let me give you a brief overview of our project. Now our project includes many aspects, but we believe the three main parts are processing and parsing the product reviews, training our naive Bayesian classifier, and finally testing our classifier through user input or other online reviews. Now the first part of the process involves parsing our data. We use pre-processed data found through Johns Hopkins University to use as our data set. However, we had to parse this data into a file and format that suited our purposes of training and testing our naive Bayesian algorithm. Now, since we are dealing with a large number of reviews, each with a number of words, we needed a data structure capable of holding all these words within the reviews and yet associating certain values to each word. Therefore, we put the words in the reviews into a dictionary data structure in which individual words have values associated to them, like the number of times the word is in a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5-star review. Basically, such words such as awesome and great were more likely to be seen in positive reviews, and our data structure reflected this observation in the form of the appropriate keys and values. Likewise, words such as terrible and awful were seen in negative reviews, and once again, our data structure represented this information. Through this parsed data to extensively train our model, we could find patterns within the data to use for our own purposes. Now, using the words and values associated with them within our dictionary, we applied the naive Bayesian algorithm. By calculating the likelihood of a word being in a certain star, multiplying that by the prior probability of a certain star, and dividing that number by the prior probability of that word in all of the words in our data, we can get the posterior probability. Now, the posterior probability tells us, given a certain word, the probability of it being a certain star. Now, we take the highest posterior probability to predict the star rating of our user's input. Now, with our model trained using the naive Bayesian algorithm, we can now test any reviews or text. Users will first give input in the form of text, where we will then apply our naive Bayes classifier to thus predict either positive or negative sentiment. Now, let's show a simple example using one of the GUIs we made. Now, we used a GUI using a tkinter. Now, to test our GUI, we're going to give you two examples, one using a good review and one using a bad review. These were both found on Amazon for the book Harry Potter. Perfect. Now here we see our naive Bayes classifier correctly predicting the sentiment of the review. Let's see if it works for a negative review. Once again, our GUI shows that the sentiment was correctly predicted and the classifier worked. Now, we hope you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.